While we're all loving the lower gas prices, it is making life harder for state lawmakers, and it could mean less money than planned for school kids. A week and a half ahead of the session, lawmakers revealed they will have less extra money to spend than they thought because oil revenues are way down. Here's News 13's Aaron Drawhorn with what that means. Aaron?
Dean, the Legislative Finance Committee has done the number crunching, looking essentially into a crystal ball to predict revenues and prioritize spending. And this is the key figure. They're looking at a $6.29 billion budget year starting in July, up $140 million. Of course, almost 60% of the budget goes to public education. Lawmakers were hoping to have an extra $285 million to spend. Then the state's oil revenues tanked as gas prices plummeted. Now choices will get tougher.
This whole budget process to me is like a bowl of Jello. And probably in the middle of February it'll begin to gel, and then we can cut up and serve the portions the best we can.
Today in Santa Fe, the bipartisan Legislative Finance Committee outlined its spending recommendations. The plan calls for about 100 of that $141 million extra dollars on public education, also early childhood programs. Roughly 20% of the state revenue, though, is tied to the energy sector, so it is volatile. So every time the price of a barrel of oil moves $1, it affects our general fund by about $7.5 million. Lawmakers tell News 13 they haven't had to deal with an oil revenue forecasting problem like this since the 1980s oil bust. Dean, back to you.
All right, Aaron, thank you. The committee's recommendations are just that, recommendations. The legislature will meet January 20th.